In this video, I want to talk to you about running a clean, safe, and organized project site. Now let me tell you why I do clean, safe, and organized, because people will typically and accurately say, safety is a value, safety is a priority, safety is number one, safety is first, safety is always. All of these things are true, right? But I say clean, safe, and organized because we can't even see safety until it's clean. Like if you really think about it, if you're on a project site that's dirty, not only are you tripping, not only are you at risk for caught-betweens and other types of accidents and falls, but if it's not clean, you can't even really see if the tow board is down or if the crew is overburdened or if there's a problem because we're so distracted. So I encourage perfectly clean project sites and beautifully and perfectly safe projects as well. When I say perfect, I don't want that to be an unattainable goal that's like somewhere off in the distance that we never strive for. I'm telling you, like, good clean, good safe is a lot harder than perfect clean, perfect safe. Let me explain this. When I'm running project sites, and this is just what works for me, we can work with however you want to implement this as long as we have the same outcome. But when I'm running projects, I make it clear that if it's unclean, the crew will stop and fix it. And then they'll get a little bit like dramatic, not in a negative way. I'm not making fun of them, but they'll like, do you want me to cut something and then walk down the ladder and then pick it up right away? No, I would like you to get a trash can, or I would like you to get a gondola, or I'd like you to have on your lift the trash bag right there, or do something to where nothing hits the floor. It's always clean, it's always swept, it's always thrown away. There is no merit in a crew coming through and making a mess and just leaving it behind them. And so it's easier for me to manage perfect clean, there's nothing on the floor, everything's in its right place, than it is to manage good clean where you're always attempting to decide. And trade partners, after about 6 weeks of doing this, will like it as well and be making a ton of money. In fact, I remember one mechanical contractor saying, Jason, I thought you were crazy, but we reduced 4 additional workers on our crew at the yard, 2 to 3 at the yard, and 1 to 2 at the building, because everything was out of our way. We didn't need the additional support to move the mechanical equipment and the chilled beams, right? We saved so much money. I think it was like $280,000 just in labor for that. So they will get used to it. So my approach is zero tolerance for cleanliness. If it's not clean, we stop and fix it. I don't do composite cleanup crews. I want it perfect and beautiful all the time. And it takes some discipline and confidence and connection to get that done, but it is possible. Let's talk about safe. I personally believe in zero tolerance, not punishment. I believe in respect, not punishment. And so if it is an OSHA 30 training rule, OSHA 10 training rule, a general OSHA rule, a rule on the orientation, or something that's pretty common like safety glasses, hard hats, fall protection, being in a trench, these things that we all know and should be expected to know, and somebody's violating that, I will say, hey, we need to get you to safety. You need to be escorted off the project right now, and you are welcome to come back to orientation the next day. If you violate again, then you can't work here anymore. People think that's harsh, but on multiple projects where I was the superintendent, like 2.5 year projects, 380 people, 520 people at the max, at the peak, I've only ever had to send anywhere from 12 to 20 people home. And they always had and I've got videos to show it on the Lean Superintendent YouTube channel. That showcases our efforts. And I did podcasts while we were there as well. This is real stuff. So everybody had their safety glasses on, everybody had their PPE, everybody was wearing their fall protection, everybody had their pre-task plans. It was fantastic. And so it's zero tolerance. If we tolerate it, it's going to be a problem. Now let me give you an example. There was a superintendent that was like, Jason, I can't do that. And he was like, but I'm going to get the same results. And so what he started doing was taking all of the foremen twice a week on a walk, and when they saw a pile, he was like, whose is that? And the foreman would raise his or her hand and say, I'll fix it. And after a couple of weeks of pointing and talking and being clear about stuff, the job looked just as good as if I was running it with zero tolerance. But the bottom line is, he had his way of not tolerating it, and I had my way. But we need perfectly clean and safe environments. We need those. in order for the overall lean system to work. So find your way, please. But the bottom line here is that the success of your project will be determined by the worst behavior that you're willing to tolerate. The other thing I want to talk about is organized. Gang boxes, access ways, the way the hoist is run, material staging, how the logistics area or the laydown area is organized. Should all be beautiful, marked out, leveled, strung off and gridded off with power, good lighting, and with good visual wayfinding signage. It should literally look like the Paul Acres of construction. Like, we want good organized project sites to where people are not on treasure hunts. So that is an ask when we come to do the walk for your project site and the IPCS audit, or if we're doing monthly walks with you. This is definitely something that must be expected by all of us for the system to work. If it's not clean, safe, and organized, every other component in your lean system will break down and the project will start to spiral out of control. If you need help, please let us know. We have templates for all of this. We have additional videos describing all of these concepts. And if you need help, let me know personally, because this is so, so important. We want clean, we want safe, we want organized. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.